Hey guys, welcome back to the Time Bomb channel, and of course with myself, the Bombardier. Hope you guys are all staying as sane as possible out there in your open prisons, and that the media BS is not dulling your senses too much. But anyway, on to today's watches. 3 watches in for you for today. They've been lent into the channel again, so big shout out to a chum for lending those over. One of them you might recognise, but then again you might not. Might take you by surprise. So what we're looking at here today then are 3 Mercedes watches. And while I was sort of like just getting myself organised for this, I was kind of thinking to myself, well, maybe I should just do a whole series on car branded watches. But hey, I'll figure that one out at a later stage. Just going to pause there, reset the camera, try and get up a little bit more close and personal. Alright, so hopefully I can just pull that in just a fraction more, and we can have a look at what we're doing today. So, as I say, on to the first 3. So, these 2 are essentially one and the same watch. Let's anyway, quit rapping and let's get them opened up. So, watch number 1 and the grand reveal. Yeah, drum roll please, dun 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 dun. Yeah, check that out. Usually entertaining watch, but anyway, let's crack on. Let me just pop this box out of the way and get it off the stage. So, as I said before, so the first and second watch that we're looking at here today are essentially the same thing, but then again, they're not. A while back, I reviewed this exact same timepiece here on the channel. I'm trying to remember now I reviewed it with something else anyway. A couple, that was right, it was a couple that had been bought off auction, etc. And apologies to this one, but it really didn't get much love at the time. It had been very well used. It was pretty beaten up, it was dinged up and all sorts of things. It was overpriced, and personally it kind of lacked most of the design aspects on a watch that tickle my tickly bits. But now look at it. Yes indeed, just pop that up a little bit closer for you. So Midas has generously extended his noodly appendage, and ka-ching, fit for most GameStop millionaires, we have the Mercedes Diver. Just to sort of, yeah, let me just open it up here, give you a quick once over. So here we go, there's our watch for today. Yeah, all in very shiny gold. And then just to refresh your memories, although it might be difficult to remember what this actually, this one looked like when it came in, but the owner has then sourced a brand new version. Yep, straight sort of, I'm not sure if this is a new old stock, but it certainly is then anyway, a newer version of what the old one did look like beforehand. So as you can see here, it sort of comes on that carbonized strap. The bezel on this one actually moves, and I'm struggling to remember the time work on the last one. I think it did work, but anyway, yeah, newer version, all in one piece. But anyway, I'm gonna start off with the gold digger, because to me it looks absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning indeed. Sorry, I'm having trouble with the camera here. Let me just pause that. Yeah, sorry guys, I don't know what's going on with the camera today, but it's really struggling to focus. But anyway, yeah, so what we've got then, basically, yeah, whole case been dipped in gold, even the rotor on the back, but I'll come into that a second. Yeah, shiny baby. Anyway, but those regular viewers out there will know that I don't own a single gold watch. They usually don't really do it for me. I think I did have one gold watch when I was like about 17 or 18, and I bought it because, back then, forgive me for this, I thought it looked sort of bling. Yeah, but that was it. That was the only one I've ever had in my life. But to be perfectly honest with you, seeing this one, having been given this new lease of life, in its new golden shroud, I absolutely dig it. In some ways, looking at it, it kind of reminds me of the Golden Turtle by Seiko, the SPRC 44. I remember seeing this, when it came out. It was a couple of years ago now. I didn't really want to buy it, but I did think at the time, you know, as a retro piece, it has a huge amount of bling to your wrist, and I can see that for many people that would really, really work. But back to the Mercedes, the Benz. Aside from the external changes, the internals are also upgraded. Just make sure that's nice and shiny. So inside, as I've just touched on there, the rotor is the original, but obviously now it's had its golden dip. And below that, the movement's been upgraded. It's now got a Miyota 8205 installed. That should give you around 42 hours power reserve. That movement's been around for years. Miyota Citizen producing it since back in the 70s. And as the owner explained, you know, choosing that movement for this particular watch was the best fit for the case. It was closest perhaps to the original. And not only that, as you can see off the dial, that vertical date window, you know, obviously needed a little bit of consideration also. The bezel insert has also been replaced. That last one was a tad beaten up. Obviously still does have that exhibition case back, but I think, you know, in gold, even all of the you know, that typing etc. on here, even the sign crown there as well. I mean, it's an absolutely brilliant brilliant gold dip job on this. I mean, really, really, really nice. It does sort of, you know, as I say, give it a whole new lease of life, and almost, you know, unrecognizable from what was presented to you guys previously. So let me just give you sort of a quick overview of the two of them together. There's a view onto the back. And as I say, yeah, the golden eye for me, really, really, really excellent. So looking at the newer one though, I mean, just to sort of give it a fair chance. Sorry, it's still got the sticker on there, so that dial isn't going to be that amazing to look at. But I mean, just sort of like review issues that I had last time. So the bezel on here, okay, it's still got a lot of play in it. It's not ideal. It is nice to see it working, and it does sound very, very good. But as I say, it's very, very loose indeed. I mean, it's a quality control, not brilliant there. Chapter ring as well, so you've got the tacky scale in there. Still the signed pop out on here. I think in actual fact on the newer version, those crown guards do look slightly better done. As I say, the strap on this is then the original, that carbonized. Yeah, again, I think one of my complaints last time when I did the review on this was that the innards looked sort of like grey and industrial. Here they do look a little bit better in that slightly newer state. But again, you know, in comparison to what it looks like here on the gold, yeah, just, you know, apples and apples. I don't know why, but the gold version also feels a little bit heavier. You know, all of that additional plating has added some weight. I would have weighed them. Unfortunately, the wife has been, you know, using the kitchen scales quite a lot recently, and new batteries not arrived yet for it. But anyway, I'll leave this call to yourself, guys. You know, have these upgrades done enough to change our minds on this one? For me personally, yes. I think this golden baby has a way classier image overall, and I think that's perhaps where the original actually fell down a little bit, in that it doesn't come across as that. As I say, you know, that shine on the side there. I mean, yeah, okay, it's polished, but it doesn't look particularly, bloody camera. It doesn't look particularly amazing. Come on, camera. I'm going to have to buy a new camera. This one's going in the trash. Sorry, guys. Apologies for the silliness. But as I was saying, so for me, yeah, the overall design of the watch, you know, has some interesting and positive aspects to it, as I say. But for me, the quality side of it was the thing that was let it down a little bit. But I think in this new style, golden eye, golden dipper, gold digger, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, I think it really, really shines. Oops. Okay, but wait, we have one more Mercedes, of course, for your delectation today. Yeah, I'm going to read this one out, I'm afraid, because it's that long. This is the reference B66043342.3, or as it's labelled on some German sellers on Fleabay, it's called the Mercedes XXL. So as you can see, essentially they've gone with a sort of Flieger style. Just pop it off the cushion there, and the current owner has stuck it on this rather interesting bun strap. I do need to get a bun strap for something. I'm wondering actually when I get the Smiths serviced whether I could put the Smiths on a bund. XXL, as the name suggests, it's, as you can see, it's quite a large beastie. It's 45.5 mils across. Added to that, it's 54 mils, top to bottom on the lugs, but it's actually quite shallow at only 8 mils. I mean, so that is a healthy improvement. 22 mil lugs, and it's 50 meter water resistance. So yeah, pretty fit for purpose for your washing up. Let me just open up the bund here just to show you the back, because I think that's a key aspect of the watch. Just open it up here, nice and careful not to damage those spring bars, and a little polish. Again, it's still got the sticker on the back, so we may not get the best image, but essentially what we've got here is that full exhibition case back, allowing us to have a look at the Seagull ST3600 mechanical winder inside. And I think with this full window, it really does shine. It looks absolutely stunning. Perfectly honest with you, I actually prefer it to the reverse the dial, but we'll get on to that in a moment. So the Tianjin Watch Company, or Seagull Watch Company, I think they're pretty much the same thing. They've become quite widely known in the last few years, primarily due to the international success of the 1963 model, which I'll pop up on screen here. And when I saw this, 1963 sort of reissued type thing, I really thought it was great. I thought, brilliant, retro, cool, etc., etc. But the hype worried me a little bit, and the more and more I looked at it, the less I wanted to buy it. And I still feel the same thing exactly now. I look at it and I think, yeah, cool. It comes in the different Panda options, etc. But I can't quite put my finger on what it lacks, and to me, it lacks something. But anyway, if you guys own one, any thoughts? Let me know down below. But the reason I'm blathering on about that is because of the Seagull movement that you've got inside here. The Seagull movements do in general get the nod of approval from the savants, but the one that they've used here on this Mercedes is not necessarily one of their higher end versions. However, in its defence, the winding mechanism on it does sound really clean. I mean, yeah, movement wise, I mean, hand timing, etc. I mean, all very fit for purpose. Works really nice, and as I say, just listen to the sound. Really nice. Very positive. There's no wiggle or sort of issue with that. As I say, certainly wins some bonus points there. Onto the side, over this side here, and my camera playing up today. I'm not sure if it's going to pick this up. Come on. God damn. I'm going to throw this camera lens out the window. Right, so essentially what you've got the Mercedes Benz, very finely etched into the flank there. It's a very subtle design. Really do quite like it. And on the other side, then you've got like this semi onion crown. It's quite interesting to look at. But as I say, the thing I think where they've fallen down is it's only knurled on the outside, and it's not really an onion. So it's a little half-hearted attempt there to make that onion wise. Legibility, though, as you can see off the watch, although it still does have that sticker on, is very clear, and the loom is pretty solid also. I'll chuck up a photo of the loom here. The chapter ring comes with those 24-hour details, and it does look quite nice visually, but then that's also my biggest issue with it. What is the function of a 24-hour markings or indications on your chapter ring? What is the point? It's nothing other than a gimmick. And man, I hate it. I hate it so much when designers pull stunts like this. It's just plain stupid. Surely, if that chapter ring was going to have a function at all, it would show minutes and seconds, right? I mean, why have you got 1 and 13? I mean, seriously, what is the point of that? They've almost killed this watch for me. But anyway, I'll calm down. I think on the bun strap, I think it looks really good. I mean, it's just slightly large, but again, then at 45.5 mils, it's going to be quite tough, I think, to find a bun strap that would cover, or not cover, but cushion the whole of that case back. But anyway, as I say, I think it works really quite well. It does look nice. But anyway, less of what I think and more about what you guys think. What do you reckon? Out of the 3 watches that we've got on the table this evening, which ones do you prefer? So we've got the Flieger, we've got the Diver in its original form, or the big golden dipper over here. Let me know what you think down below, guys. That'd be brilliant to hear from you, as always. And I think it's probably a wrap for today, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this Mercedes Benz feature. And until the next time with a Skoda feature, this is the Bombardier signing off. Cheers, guys.